Hello Sofa Squad and welcome back to the podcast channel. Y'all, if you follow me on the main channel, this is my secondary channel, and I call it the podcast channel because we do quick updates over here, like we're going to do today about the Delphi case. We go live, we do that kind of a thing over here. It's a little bit more relaxed, so on and so forth. So today we are going to be reviewing an article, a few updates in a case that is like bombshell, y'all. This case is right up there for me, at least, with JonBenet, things of this nature, cases like this, right? I am so excited to see this action taking place. So usually what I do over this channel is I will review an article or that kind of thing that gets to like the heart of the matter very quickly. Now the links are down below and I implore you to just go read the entire article, because what I'll do is discuss here some of the highlights of it and I'll put some pictures up and whatnot for this particular thing. So again, what we're talking about today is the Delphi case. There has been an arrest made in this. Now at the time of this recording is actually very early morning. The charges haven't been released yet, but there is going to be a press conference on Monday. We're totally staying tuned for that and we'll talk about it. So just know that going into it, you'll probably see this video in a couple of hours. So what I'm getting at is the time of this, I don't know what the charges are. Okay, so quick overview for anyone here at the Sofa Squad who is not familiar with this case. First of all, there's a podcast called Down the Hill. Their channel is dedicated to this case. They are going to have way more vast knowledge of the nooks and crannies. Okay, this is like a recap for you. But at the center of this case are two young victims, Abby and Libby. Okay, so one day they got dropped off at and I have my notes here, by the way. I'm just going to kind of read over them here. At the Monon High Bridge in Delphi, they were going on a walk, but they never showed back up where they were supposed to be picked up and at their arranged time. Now, there's a couple of big pieces of evidence that have been released in this along the way. And I say big just because it was big to all of us, right? But there was more evidence, obviously, that was held back. Okay, so first of all, Libby posted a photo on Snapchat of Abby walking along the railroad bridge, and this was basically the last time they were ever seen alive. Now, their bodies were found the next day in a wooded area about half a mile north from where they were dropped off at. Now, also, that was released by authorities was like basically this grainy bit of footage of a dude walking on the bridge who's become known as the bridge guy. I'll put a photo of that up here, and also a very quick audio snippet of him saying "down the hill." Now, also what has come to light through these other, filings and search warrants is that there was a longer clip, 43 seconds of that clip, but we've only been familiar with the down the hill clip or whatever. Okay, so there is that. Now recently, the case, has picked up a little bit of momentum when the police authorities found the social media profile called Anthony_shots had interacted with Libby. And it was basically like this catfish profile, right? Now just give me a second to scroll down here. So they traced that information back to this dude named Keegan Klein. Now he was being investigated in connection with photographs that he should not have of younger people. We'll just call it that, right, for the purposes of the video. Now he hasn't been charged or anything like that, but obviously people are rounding this out. We're gonna see what more comes out with him in regards to this, because I did watch a TikTok this morning, and again, it's a TikTok, so we're not gonna base this on verified information, with some info about like, oh, he might have said something about this new person having access to this account, but that is unverified by me, at least. If you know anything about that, drop it in the comments. So there's that. So we're waiting on that part there. Okay, so now let's get to the actual update. So a 50-year-old man has been arrested in connection with what took place with Libby and Abigail. His name is Richard Allen. He was taken into custody on Friday. Now, again, I don't know what the charges are at this point. So we're going to have to kind of wait and see till Monday. But what we're going to do now at this point is we're going to review an article. I'm going to put the screenshot up of it, and again, it's down below. That's just going over some bullet points about him, because when I read through this, I was like, oh my gosh. Again, this is alleged at this point because he hasn't been charged with something. But you do the math on it, okay? So first of all, I'm going to start with putting up his picture as well as the sketches and whatnot and the bridge guy and all that. So, to me, I'm kind of like, yeah, we got a little bit of a dead ringer here, but, we'll see. Now, let me just pull up this article over here. Okay. I'm going to start at the top. Okay, so this is by Heavy, or this is on Heavy's website. It is by Jessica McBride. It was updated on October 28th, 2022 at 10:21 p.m. The full article is down below. It's titled Richard Ricky Allen Held in Delphi Murders, 5 Fast Facts You Need to Know. Okay, so now, first of all, he was taken into custody and then he was sent to a state hospital, it sounds like, basically to, for his own safety or whatever. Okay, so Allen, who is also known as Ricky Allen and Rick Allen, has not been charged in connection with the situation in Delphi. However, he is 50 years old. His full name is Richard Matthew Allen. The case is one of the most famous. It talks about Down the Hill podcast. 2 chilling photos have emerged. In 2018, Allen's wife posted a photo of their daughter on the same bridge. That is spooky. You can see it below. Allen lives on Whiteman Drive in Delphi, Indiana, in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, according to property records. Now, so what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to put up a map here of the little snapshot of whatever. Y'all, he lives so close to this area where the girls were, okay? So close. It gives me goosebumps because when things just start adding up, and again, I don't know, but it's all very, very eerie. Okay, let's continue with the article. Now, this is just kind of eerie or whatever, but the article is stating this other photograph that his wife posted. Now, they're blurring her photo out, obviously, but they were apparently in a bar in 2021 of December. His wife sitting next to him, and there's a police sketch of the Delphi killer in the background. And he's right there, and it's just like, oh my gosh, that is so creepy. And I'm going to post the pictures of that up here now. Now, the article also says it's not clear what information led authorities to Allen. Authorities have been tight-lipped on the development. Here's what you need to know. Okay, so number 1, Liberty's sister tweeted that a press conference is tentatively set for Monday and wrote today is the day. So yes, like I said earlier, there's a press conference coming up on Monday the 31st. We will totally be here for it. Her sister did post this tweet talking about how grateful she was for everybody. No comments for now. She was like, look, everybody just free for any questions to the prosecutor's office. I think this is the appropriate thing to do. My heart goes out to her and the other family members and friends of these 2 girls who were stolen all too soon. I truly hope they're about to get answers and justice. Okay, now, let's see. Okay, so again, the October 31st press conference. Fox 39 cited multiple sources indicating that a man named Richard Allen was booked into Carroll County Jail Friday in connection with Delphi murder investigation. He has been moved to a state facility for his safety. Apparently he has appeared in court on Friday. And then it goes into some backlog there or whatever. Now it talks more about the proximity to the location. Allen lives 5 minutes from the bridge. Online records say he lived at the Delphi address since about 2006. He previously lived in Peru, Greenwood, and Mexico, Indiana. The house was a cash purchase. It's assessed at a little over $142,000. And so I'll put the picture up here again of the maps. The girls were discovered near Monon High Bridge Trail, which is part of the Delphi Historic Trails. Okay, so then I'm not going to put this picture up here, even though they blur her face out, but it's his daughter on the bridge, and I'm just not going to put that up there. I'm not sure how old she is, but regardless, if this does pan out to be a scenario of, that he did this, the fact that he has his daughter posed on a bridge there, the whole thing, it's just, it creeps me out. It really creeps me out. Okay, so according to his wife's Facebook page, Richard Allen is married. His wife, Kathy, posted a video, and they talk about that. It says that her profile reads, live and love every day as if it's your last. Tomorrow is not promised. And it just has a bunch of pictures of her excursions with the husband, going to Gatlinburg and that kind of thing. It's typically stuff you see on Facebook. And the post also indicated that the couple has a daughter. Allen's wife shared a photo of the daughter on the same bridge, so there's that. Okay, a search warrant into another suspect revealed the girls' bodies were moved and staged. Allen is a licensed farm tech is the next section here. Okay, so it says, Allen is a licensed farm tech in Indiana. According to state records, the license was issued in February 2018, a year after the Delphi murders. Neighbors expressed shock to friends as news of Richard Allen's incarceration spread. And this is quoting somebody. My friend lives in his neighborhood and he seemed nice and definitely not like a child murderer. She is freaked out, wrote one woman in a true crime group devoted to the case on Facebook. And then it says some details of the crime have come out over years. It talks about a search warrant in 2017, which was filed just over a month after the girls' bodies were discovered. It gave some details of the crime scene, which authorities had been tight-lipped about. And this talks about how the bodies were moved and staged and that there was like a large amount of blood lost by the victims, the girls. And that basically because of this, they were like, the perpetrator had to have gotten their blood on them type thing. Also, 2 articles of clothing from one of the girls was missing from the scene, which made authorities think this might be a souvenir. Let's see, now this is just talking about sketches and whatnot. It talks about that audio clip, the 43 seconds, but of course we've only heard the down the hill part. It says there have been other suspects over the years. We talked about this a little bit. Over the years, there's other suspects. There's a search warrant into a now deceased local farmer, for example. The warrant's existence was first revealed by the Murder Sheet podcast host, Anya Kane and Kevin Greenlee. I'm not necessarily, and it's quoting them, I'm not necessarily convinced that Ron Logan was involved in this. Some of the circumstantial evidence against him is intriguing and should absolutely be looked at, Kane told Inside Edition. Over the years, other names have emerged in connection with the homicides. Logan, who died on January 4th, 2022, was never arrested or charged with the crimes. Logan had owned the property where the girls' bodies were found for 50 years. Okay, then it also shows this right here, and I'll post this picture as well. And this is from the Indiana State Police District detectives with the Delphi investigation seek information. And it just goes into talking about have uncovered an online profile named Anthony_Shots. It was being used from 2016 to 2017 on social media. He used profile and images of a known male model. And I'm posting these up there. It cuts off here, but this was the catfish account I talked about previously that had been in correspondence with them. And so there's that. And, pardon me. Now, Keegan Klein is the man who is accused of being behind the catfish social media account, according to a search warrant filed in Indiana. And then it says that Wish TV posted the search warrant in a story that identified Klein as the man authorities say was behind the account. His full name is Keegan Anthony Klein. So remember, he's incarcerated on some pretty nasty charges. Okay, let's see here. And that's all the article says here. So we're going to leave it at this right here. Let me know what you know in the comment section. I'm dying to know. And again, their press conference will be Monday. Be sure to be on the lookout for that. We'll talk about what information we found out there, whether I do a little video like this or a live chat or whatever. We'll see what's going on. So that's it. Again, my heart goes out to obviously Abby and Libby. Their time was stolen all too soon. They did not deserve what happened to them in such a horrifying way. And I truly hope that this turn of events can lead to answers and justice and healing for their families, the public, people who knew and loved these girls, which seems like it's the whole world at this point, right? So that's it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and we will talk soon.